What if it rained nut? Timeline? Before 5 years, having superpowers. You are the only person in the world with real superpowers before 5 years. Hidden power. You are much more powerful than you think and you have hidden powers before 30 minutes. Training session. You are in a training session practicing with your powers before 15 minutes. Trying to cause a rain. You try to cause a small rain to give water to the most needy before 10 minutes. Something goes wrong. Your hidden powers reveal themselves and cause something to go wrong. Starts at 0 seconds. Raining nut. Suddenly it starts to rain nut all over the world after 5 seconds. White rain. We will begin to see drops of white color falling from the sky after 10 seconds. Viscous texture. Nut commonly has a slimy texture and so will the rain after 20 seconds. Birds falling. The weaker birds will not be able to fly due to the slimy texture that is falling on them after 35 seconds. Confused people. Once the nut reaches the ground, people will not know what it is after 50 seconds. Chlorine smell. Sperm has ammonia and other alkaloids that odor like some cleaning goods after 55 seconds. Very dirty people. Imagine having nut with a very slimy texture all over your body. That's disgusting. After 1 minute, people realizing, seeing the texture of the rain, the color and the smell, many people will realize after 1 minute. Disgusted people. Everyone will be very disgusted and will seek refuge after 5 minutes. Dizzy people. The smell of the environment will make some people start to feel dizzy after 15 minutes. Increased temperatures. Nut is warm, which will increase the temperature of the environment after 30 minutes. All fires stop. Nut helps put out fires more than water after 1 hour. People vomiting. The smell of the environment will be so strong that many people will start vomiting after 2 hours. Nut floods. The nut texture will be more watery and cause flooding after 3 hours. Difficulty breathing. The smell will be so strong that many people will find it hard to breathe after 4 hours. Good for plants. Since most of the nut is water, it will be good for the plants after 5 hours. Drowning people. It will have rained for so many hours that the floods will have caused drowning after 5 hours. People fainting. The weakest people will faint from the intense smell of the environment after 6 hours. Rain stops. Finally after 6 long hours it will have stopped raining after 6 hours. 1021 sperms released. For every milliliter of nut there are 50 million sperm, and billions of liters will have rained after 7 hours. Nut rivers. Much of the nut will end up flowing into the rivers after 7 hours. Start cleaning. We will start cleaning the streets of all the nut that rained after 8 hours. People wearing masks. People will wear masks so as not to smell the unpleasant smell of the nut after 10 hours. Insects everywhere. Nut contains fructose and that will attract insects after 12 hours. Pregnant women. Many women who were drowning in nut and survived will get pregnant after 16 hours. Nut beaches. None of the rivers will reach the beaches and lakes after 1 day. Billions of fish die. Large amounts of nut in the water will cause the fish to die after 3 days. Back to normal. Fortunately, nut will be easy to clean because it will turn to water over time after 10 days. Never using powers again. After what's happened, you'll never use your superpowers again after 50 years. Remembered forever. This rain will forever be remembered in the history books. Nut is almost as safe as water and we shouldn't be disgusted. My boyfriend finds my twin sister attractive. I, 27F, and my sister, I'll call Mila, are identical twins. We look almost alike but still have different facial features. We both share similar interests, hobbies, and lifestyles. We're both moms, but she hasn't been with her boyfriend for about a year now, and I am still with my boyfriend. We'll call him Luke. I'm 7 months pregnant. Luke is father to my daughter and my soon baby. Mila ended her relationship with her boyfriend almost a year ago now. He's toxic, a drunk, and a real low-life guy. It was going on for about 6 years till, thankfully, she's had enough and left him for good. Well, while she was in the midst of the breakup, I would tell Luke about their problems, and he would get so upset and question me why Mila would put herself through that. I would respond with, I don't know, but all I can do is give her advice. It's her life, so she's going to decide what's best for her. But my response was never good enough for Luke. He would start to get mad and then come at me for not being persistent with Mila on making better decisions. I would tell Luke, there's only so much I can say because it's her life and it's not mine. I'm not going to push her to do something she doesn't want to. Even that wasn't enough. Luke would say things like your sister is so stupid she should just leave him for good and not look back. Well no but again that's not my decision to make, it's hers. It got to the point where I didn't want to bring up Mika's problems to Luke because I was the one to always get upset at even though it was not my problem. Anyway, she left him for good and has succeeded by herself, and I haven't seen her this happy in a while. About 2 weeks ago, Mila told me she thinks she's ready to go out and make herself available. More like just to mingle and have fun, go out, and make new friends. I was so excited for her because I knew it'll help her explore and meet new guys. Well, a couple of days ago, Mila, Luke and his friend were hanging out at my parents' house. They were drinking, I was vibing with them, and overall it was just a chill night. The next day Luke told me that he told his friend, if he was interested in hooking up with Mila, to which he said, I would, but I have a girlfriend. I really had nothing to say about that. I was quiet because why would Luke tell him that, knowing he had a girlfriend? I just ignored it and changed the subject. 2 days ago, I and Luke were in bed, ready to go to sleep. He fell asleep first, and I don't know why, but I got curious and started looking through his phone. I know it's wrong of me. I go through his text messages, and I see he was texting his best friend, Jay. Luke texted Jay asking if he was looking to mess around with Mila or if he knows anyone that would be interested because she's just wanting to have fun. Jay also responded, well, I would, but I have a girlfriend, and Luke replied, I would hit it if I could. What? Did Luke really just say that about his sister-in-law, my effing sister? My heart sank. I was devastated as to what he said. I even felt like I was hyperventilating. I dropped the phone, grabbed my keys, and left the house. I took a drive, and I was still not able to process what the F Luke said. Why would he say that? I know me and my sister look alike, but that doesn't mean it's okay for Luke to be saying shit like that. I don't know what to do. I have a 5-year-old daughter with him and will soon have another baby girl in September. I'm not super financially stable, but good enough if I have to move back in with my parents. I know it's something that will stick in my mind forever. I don't see myself forgetting, much less forgiving Luke for what he said. Also, let me just say this is not the first time a boyfriend of mine said something like that about Mila. It was a compliment, his words, not mine. He said she looks like a famous porn star. I'm asking for advice. What should I do? This is eating me alive. My friend is being bullied by her professor. I am at a loss for words. My program director, of a small 2-year program consisting of only 12 other students, has started singling me out. I am a year into the program, and up until recently, the main professor, 65-yo, who has been doing this for almost 30 years, along with the only other professor who is her friend and also 65-yo, and I had a pretty fun banner. We would joke, we had fun. She's a bit of an odd bird and has control issues. She has lots of power tripping and random tantrums, and I am pretty certain that she's mentally unstable. I'm not just saying that because I'm upset. About a month ago, she started telling me I was being defensive and combative towards her in class and on practical tests. I rectify my actions and try to be more quiet, reserved, and respectful. I stop making as many jokes and try to shift to being more serious. She tells me a few days later, she had a dream that we were arguing and that I broke her neck. A week before finals, we just ended this past Friday, she gave me the silent treatment. A grown educator won't help me with a measurement in the lab and entirely ignores me. I go to her office at the end of the day to see what I've done and ask for constructive criticism so we can move forward. She says she's been meaning to have a meeting with the other professor, there are only 2, and me, and it needs to happen the following week. The woman won't look me in the eye and tells me I make her look old and stupid in front of everyone. She started spilling out comments I had been making for over a year. The one that got me was when I asked to help her with the report she thought she deleted for a huge accreditation visit, and I was legitimately just trying to help. I had no idea I was in a game where she had been keeping some significant scores against me. After that, my group project got singled out for our rough draft not being up to par, and we got berated/belittled/ etc. Told us we should be given a lousy grade as punishment even if we fix the small mistakes. I tried to follow up a week after she said I needed to meet with her and the other professor, to which she gaslit me and said she never said that. So, I finish finals and start my first clinical rotation Monday. 4 glorious weeks away from them. I love clinic, I'm treating patients, I'm documenting, and I'm finally doing the thing. With ordinary sane people. Fast forward to yesterday, when she marches into the hospital therapy room, that has 20 patients/staff/family in the big open room, and starts to yell at me. I'm in the middle of treating a 9-month pregnant patient, and she kicks me out of the clinic. Just take me to another room, sheesh. Why, might you ask? Well, I only signed up for 3/4 classes for fall and missed 1. I'm guessing it's a big deal because maybe it's linked to malpractice. She wouldn't tell me. But I understand if it's a significant thing. The kicker. Another student who did the same thing did not get pulled from his clinic, only got a calm phone call and a nasty email. And got to continue. I have to go in today for a meeting. Why not just run a report during the last week of the summer semester and see who needs what? She took 1.5 hours to review every student's personal vaccine requirements in front of everyone. Why can't she run a report to avoid such situations? I have been exhausted, chronically sick, and a shell of myself. And I might get kicked out today before this. I was a 4.0 student and officer in the Honor Society. So maybe I'll visit HR first? These professors are tenured, so previous complaints about them from earlier students have fallen flat. I am tired of this treatment. Help?